Rugby league, you've either got it or you haven't, and you know, you either fall in love with it or you don't, and I certainly did. I left Dewsbury, I went on loan to Wakefield and or to Hunslet. But then, you know, I just got the offer to go play up at Charleston with some of the old players that I'd played with at Dewsbury, and my little brother as well.
Jimmy!
It was just a normal run up to a game, you know. We made our way over to Driglington where we were playing, and we got stripped and made our way out onto the field. The irony of it was that I was subbing. We'd kicked off and one of the lads got injured, he split his eye, and they called me onto the field, and it was probably only after about 4 or 5 minutes. We were in zone 25 and done a play the ball. I think I got off the first man, and like I do, you know, I just came in to get a bit warmed up. I probably always tended to run for the bigger lads just to try and get involved with the game, and unfortunately on this one I must have been in an incorrect position, and I think that's really just how unlucky it really was. That's how it all fell. There was no pain. Everything just felt like it stopped and slowed down, and I felt like I just floated down to the ground. Probably the scariest feeling I've ever had in my life, to be honest. But paralysis took place by then. I was trying to be my usual jovial self, and I was having a bit of a jest with the ambulance people and saying, you know, you've got to get me right, I'm going out tonight. And they were saying, well, you know, we don't think it'll be tonight that you're going out, but you might be surprised you have to stay in hospital for a while. I heard a little conversation by the ambulance crew, the paramedics. Said, you know, I think it's a bad one. I heard the quote C34, which at that time had no relevance to me whatsoever. But I was later to believe that obviously that's 2 bones in your neck that actually broke. I was very scared. What am I going to do? You know, this really is it. You know, how am I going to get over this? But I moved from Leeds General to Pinderfields Hospital. And at Pinderfields, they sort of like did a really detailed assessment, and they were very open about talking around the bed in front of me. And at that point there, they made it very clear that my life was going to change forever. Even so much so that they said that, you know, I probably never be able to sit up, care for myself, feed myself, wash myself. It was a lot to take on board, to be honest. In fact, at that point, I think I hit the wall, really. My lowest point, I think, was when I physically couldn't do anything for myself, and I actually asked my brother to put a pillow over my head and take my life because I just felt that there was no other opportunity, no other way out, really. So yeah, that was probably my lowest point. And again, talking and going over the situation, I think, brought me back out of that. Not straight away, but you know, we had a lot of conversations, a lot of talking. And we slowly discussed things, and we slowly looked at positives. My mum came with a big poster saying patience on, and she put it above my bed in hospital. And I sort of like looked at that every day. I came back from my physio. I took a lot from that word patience. And I think I learnt the meaning of it quite well, to be honest. We set goals, you know. If every day we made a little bit of a difference, then we know that we're going forward. And as long as we kept going forward, then I'm living. It doesn't have to be a physical problem that you have. It could be, you know, obviously we talk in State of Mind a lot about the mental awareness of players and the things they have to go through on retirement, or if they have injuries. You know, for me, who was initially paralysed and I couldn't move anything, my state of mind was all I had. That was the only thing I could hold on to. It was the only thing I still had from before the injury that stayed with me right through all the treatment, all the physiotherapy. It's the one thing that you can have that isn't dictated to by anybody else, and you can make them choices. Getting involved with the challenges, the charities, gave me the feeling of being alive, getting the opportunity to jump out of an aircraft at 15,000 feet with Red Devils, you know. It's something that when I was laid in the hospital bed and the doctors and nurses told me I'd never be able to sit up and feed myself, it was something I never thought I'd see myself doing. When I thought everything had stopped, it's actually just begun. And I'm just kicking on now, and it's a different way of life. It's not a bad way of life. I've always said that I'll finish the game that I started, and I still believe that while I've got air in my lungs, I will, even if I'm 90.